Hey everyone, it's Brano, and I wanted to show you the update of my current game that I'm making, Surface Breaker. So it is no longer called Untitled Dome Game, it is now Surface Breaker, and I updated the build a couple days ago, which you can play in the link description. So I just wanted to show you what this game is all about. So it is a Dome Keeper clone, and basically, it is top-down Dome Keeper with a 1-bit art style and a couple of different small little tweaks that I am slowly building towards. So the way this works is that you explore the world for resources. The world is procedurally generated, so you just bump into things, you destroy them, and you're currently in search for minerals. Hopefully we'll find some soon. There we go. So we bump into this, get a resource. Now we can drag this back down to our dome. They can be captured, and we can just wait until we have 4 minerals, because that's going to allow us to upgrade. Well, it's going to allow us to upgrade our mining, and from there we'll be able to start really ripping through things. Alright, so gonna grab that. Now, this thing down the bottom, this small bar, that ran out, which means an enemy is coming to attack us. So we're just gonna point our cannon over there and kill it. Now, I've got this big upgrade menu, and this will expand as you find things within the game. But at the moment, there's just 3 panels, one for the player, one for the dome, and one for the dome cannon. So I'm just going to increase our mining, and we're going to continue through that. Now, instead of 4 tapping them, we can 2 tap these, and it becomes just a lot quicker now to smash through everything. So we've got a new resource type here called oil, and this will allow for slightly more like advanced upgrades to occur. At the moment, we're really struggling to find resources. There we go. So we've got more types of resources here. These have a chance of dropping too. But I'm going to have to increase the ability for me to carry more resources. So I'm going to get these 3 back into our dome before the next wave enters. Well, let's increase our increased carry capacity. Wait for the timer to go on, and then we'll be able to fight it. There we go. Alright, looks like we got a bunch of really small, fast enemies. So we'll kill them quickly, because they're rather weak. They did do a little bit of damage to the dome. And then we just continue on. Oh, looks like there was some actual resources there as well. So I'm just gonna go on and just collect a couple more things. Because I've got my carry upgrade, I'm able to do longer trips. And this is sort of the base gameplay loop. So we can see here, instead of slowing down at 3, I'm now slowing down at 5, which means a good time to come back and gather our resources then. And something I may do is increase our speed. So we're just doing pure economic upgrades at the moment. And hopefully we can find more powerful things, like a broken dome, which is going to allow us to get like a really special item. But I'm just going to explore a bit more while I still have some time. Going to go back now. And I think, given how quickly things are loading, I'm going to... No, I don't have enough oil to increase my speed. I'm not going to upgrade my ability to rotate the dome. Alright, there we go. Just going to do some more exploration down here. And you can see there's a mountain, so we can't bypass that, unfortunately. And we're going to avoid the rocks, since these are a bit tougher to get through. And we're entering the next tier of resources. but we do see there is a broken dome, and this will allow us to get something, a unique item to help us on with our run. So I can grab that computer chip and probably grab some resources along the way. So we'll just get through here and we'll come back for that. Looks like things got stuck. We're gonna have to occasionally go back and make sure things can get through. Just in time. And now we have a new item. So we could get more HP for our dome. We can get a bomb that can destroy nearby tiles. We can also get a magnet. Now, the magnet is actually kind of cool because it will attract resources if you point things at it. So I can also increase the width of that so it's a lot bigger. So now it's twice as large as it once was. But at the moment we're not going to use it since we're just kind of have to try and increase our ability. I may increase the damage of our cannon because I'm beginning to get overwhelmed. And let's point this cannon upwards. And I am going to go upwards so I can hopefully use this to basically say, alright, instead of me having to carry resources down, I'm gonna basically break that and it's just gonna naturally go to the dome. So let's get these down there, and that should be good. That's a little exploit you can do at the moment. Maybe it's fun. That one's a little stuck, but that's all cool. So I'll just grab one of those to speed that up. But I can also, so I've now got a new upgrade and I can get a light, I can get a bomb, I'm just gonna use the bomb and I can like speed this up. So the upgrades start off a bit weak, but this can expand into something. So this will explode and destroy everything near it, and you can make this take up the entire screen with enough time. So there's a lot of potential with all of this. So I'm going to do one more wave and then I'll quit out of it and just talk about some of the higher level elements of this. So we've got new enemies. These guys will start summoning orbs to attack the dome. So there we just took damage. We're going to kill him. But yeah, that's basically the game. So I'm just gonna exit out of that. So, why am I making Surface Breaker? Well, there are 3 reasons. So, the first reason is I love Dome Keeper and I want more of it. The second reason is that I think that there's a real desire to have more Dome Keeper-like games. And the third reason is that the Dome Keeper-like games aren't really Dome Keeper-like games. So I found 3 games that were relatively big, which were heavily inspired by Dome Keeper. And that is Warworld, Feed the Deep, and Lumencraft. Now, Warworld is a roguelite, where it heavily incentivizes meta progression. So most of your progression happens really outside of the main game loop. It's like you gain resources in the main game loop, you spend them outside the game loop, and you end up becoming a lot more powerful. And that greatly changes how you play Warworld. Feed the Deep, it really de-emphasizes combat. So instead of coming back to your dome to fight enemies, all you're doing is coming back to the surface to refuel on oxygen so you can dive below the surface of, like, because you're in a sea and you're trying to feed a Lovecraftian, like, Leviathan monster underneath the, like, in the deep ocean. So that game's very different, plays very differently. And then Lumencraft is very much about base building and combat, which is just not quite what Dome Keeper is about. So I think that by doing something that's a little bit more on the nose of being a Dome Keeper inspired game, I think that I'm in a real two cakes comics situation where I am going to get a lot of people who want more Dome Keeper, and where else are they going to go than to my game if they want more Dome Keeper? So I think that I'm in a really good situation where my game solves a problem. At least it's a problem that I perceive. Now, the development side of things is going really smoothly. It hasn't even been 3 months, and yet I've got most of the core gameplay loop down and beginning to polish things a bit, add a bit more interactivity. Like, in my first build, I had 2 enemies, a handcrafted world, and like 2 of those like dome slots when you bring in the computer chip. Like, I only had really 2 options, plus you could get like crystals. Now I have 6 options and crystals. I'm going to add a ton more. I've also got 6 enemies instead of 2 enemies. I've got a procedurally generated world. I've got a lot of upgrades to the upgrade paths. I've got some unique music. I'm going to have a lot more unique music. I've got a ton of different sound effects now. I've got a proper options menus. I've got controller support. I've got language support. And I've got this multi-mesh system that basically increases the frame rate by 500%, 400%. It's been huge. So I'm getting pretty close to being able to release a Steam page and a demo. But there are a couple of things that are still missing. Number one is that I need animations. And I'm not good at art, and I've tried to do my own animations, and I'm not very good at it. So I'm trying to get people to be like with experience in pixel art to do some animations for me, paid gig, also the capsule art and the title to make it seem more official, and maybe I'll also get them to improve some of the enemy designs because I'm not in love with some of the stuff that I have made. Now, the other thing is that Warworld has made it pretty clear that I don't want my game to be a roguelite, but I also really like meta progression. And it doesn't have to be like you gain power. It can be like you progress something. Something in Dome Keeper that I really enjoyed was the kind of the challenges. I found that was the most fun way to play Dome Keeper. And I want to really expand on that with a structured mission mode that sort of slowly builds up a story. And I can have the proper roguelike mode as mostly something with infinite replayability for that crowd. But for the people who want kind of more of a structured, curated experience, I think I can do that and have a really cool kind of story within this game. Still very early in development on that, but I don't really need that expanded and fleshed out for a Steam demo. The other thing I need is to have a better win condition and improved ending sequence, which will both come with time, especially as I come up with more missions. I'll be able to come up and say like, all right, I know what the best end condition is for my game. Because at the moment, you just collect 7 computer chips and you win. That's basically it. So there's not that much left to actually get done in order to have something that validates a Steam demo, like really sell that vertical slice. Which means I need to start getting a big list of influencers who have played Dome Keeper, Feed the Deep, Lumencraft, Warworld, and get them into a big Excel spreadsheet. And then once I'm pretty close to getting my demo ready, I am going to do a mass email campaign and get them to hopefully play my demo. And if I can get them to play my demo, that's a lot of validation, that's a lot of wish lists, and I can maybe spend more money on the project. So that's Surface Breaker. I'm really happy with how development is going. I really like my own game. Obviously, I like Dome Keeper, but I think we're on a really good track. This is awesome. If you want to play it, once again, you can go down to my itch. I've got a link in the description down below, and you can play the latest build. Anyway, that's it for me. Have a good one, guys. Bye.